Today we look at an elaborate scheme from a mother-in-law. This mother-in-law is like one we have not seen in a while, and let me tell you, this one's entertaining. It has 3 complete updates, and we're also going to review perspectives from comments and also the perspective from the mother-in-law, which is going to be absurd. Just a little thing about her. She moved in with OP, her daughter-in-law, and her baby boy is what she calls a grown man. Anyways, these two have a daughter together, and the grandma tries everything in her power to take over the responsibility of the little girl, going as far as going behind their back and contacting CPS saying that the parents are not fit to watch their kid, which by the way was a bogus lie. We're going to jump into the first update, guys, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is an absolutely wild mother-in-law story. 3 years ago, my mother-in-law, Renee, lost her husband to a sudden heart attack. It was devastating for everybody, but especially for her. They'd been together for 42 years. When she called my husband Davis crying because she could not afford the mortgage on their house in Phoenix, of course we said yes. Of course she could come live with us in our home in Portland. I mean, what kind of monsters would we be if we said no? I was very naive. We have a daughter, Mira. She was 2 when Renee moved in. This perfect little bundle of energy with her father's green eyes and my stubborn streak. We would just be buying our first house at this time. Nothing fancy, but it had 4 bedrooms and a big backyard for Myra to play in. The master bedroom was on the main floor. Huge, with its own bathroom and these gorgeous original hardwood floors. Our bedroom was upstairs right next to Mira's nursery. Close enough that I could hear her if she needed me at night. When Renee arrived with her U-Haul truck and her grief weighing down her shoulders, I was the one who suggested she takes the master. You know, it'll be easier on you, I said, thinking about her bad knee and how the stairs might be difficult. Plus, it has its own bathroom, so you'll have privacy and a private balcony. Davis hugged me that night and just told me I was the best wife in the world. I felt so good about myself, like I was doing the right thing. Mira would adjust to us being on different floors, and it was temporary anyways, just until Renee got back on her feet. That was 3 years ago, and at first the red flags were very small. Tiny things I explained away because grief does strange things to people. Renee would hover whenever I was with Mira, and if I was reading her a story, Renee would appear in the doorway, then slowly edge into the room until she was sitting right next to us. If I was giving Myra a bath, Renee would knock and ask if we need help. I just want to be useful, she would say, and how could I say no to that sad smile? But then it gets worse, so much worse. Renee starts contradicting everything Davis and I said to Mira. We would tell her no cookies before dinner, and I'd find Renee sneaking her Oreos into the living room. Grandma's house, Grandma's rule, she would whisper like it was her home. When I confronted her, she'd get this confused look and say, "Oh, I thought you meant no cookies at the table. I'm so sorry. I'm still just so scattered since Harold died." The first year I bit my tongue so hard I was surprised I still have one. I tried talking to Davis about it, but he would get this pained look and say, "She's grieving, Elisa. She just needs time." Time for what? To completely take over our lives? By the time Mira turned 3, she would not come to me for anything. Scraped knee, she would run to Grandma. Nightmare, she would run to Grandma and wanted a snacky snack. Grandma wanted to show off a drawing. Grandma! I became a ghost in my own home, watching another woman raise my daughter while my husband worked 60-hour work weeks and seemed oblivious to what was going on. The financial stuff started small, you could say. Renee was supposed to cover her car payment, her cell phone, and contribute $400 a month for groceries. Since she ate every meal with us, that was it. We covered the mortgage, the utilities, everything. More than fair, right? Wrong. First, she added herself to our Netflix without asking. Then our Spotify family plan. And then she needed to be on our car insurance because hers was too expensive, apparently. And each time Davis would tell me after the fact, she was upset I couldn't say no. Then came the shopping. Constant Amazon deliveries. Packages arriving daily, 3 times a day, and when I asked her about it, she would say she was buying things for Mira. Toys, clothes, books, all things we didn't need and had not asked for. But how do you tell a grandmother she can't buy gifts for her granddaughter without looking like a monster? 2 months ago, I opened our credit card statement and nearly had a heart attack. $6,000. Yeah, $6,000. And when I looked at the charges, they were all from the past month. Online shopping, specialty food stores, craft supplies, random crap from QVC. I confronted Davis thinking our card had been stolen. Mom asked if she could use the card for some emergency expenses. Her social security check is late. Emergency expenses? Since when is a KitchenAid mixer an emergency? That was the first real fight about Renee, not our last. Last month, Mira started kindergarten. I'd been looking forward to this for long. My baby's first day of school, picking out her book bag, doing her hair in special braids. I'd taken the day off work and everything, but when I went to wake her up that morning, her bed was empty. I found her in the kitchen with Renee, already dressed in an outfit I've never seen before. Her hair in an elaborate style with ribbons and bows. Grandma said you were too tired to help me get ready. She said that she would take me to school. I stood there in my PJs, feeling like I've been punched in the stomach. No, baby, Mama's taking you. I took the day off. It's a special day. But Grandma already made me special pancakes, and she promised she would walk me to my classroom.
Mira, go with Mommy.
That's when Renee gave me this look, this calculating, menacing look, like she was sizing me up. Oh, Elisa, don't be silly. You're still in your pajamas, and we're ready to go. Besides, Mira wants me to take her. Don't you see? My 5-year-old daughter looked between us and said the words that shattered my heart. I want Grandma. I didn't take my daughter to her first day of school. I sat in my bedroom and cried while my mother-in-law took my milestone away from me. And that night I told Davis everything. I really told him. Not the sanitized version I've been giving him for 3 years, but the cold hard truth. How his mother had stolen my daughter from me, and how I felt like a stranger in my own home. How I couldn't even walk from my bedroom to the kitchen without being interrogated about what I was doing, where I was going, and why I needed a glass of water at 10 o'clock at night. She asked Mira what she dreams about. She goes into her room at nighttime after we put her to bed, and they have these secret talks. Our daughter keeps secrets from us now, Davis. She's 5. He promised he would talk to her, and he promised things would change. But 2 days later, I was working from home when I heard Renee and Mira in the living room. Mira was practicing writing her letters for homework. I was about to join them when I heard Renee say, Your mommy sure does spend a lot of time in her room, doesn't she? She must not want to play with you. I froze. Mira's little voice said, Why doesn't Mommy like me anymore? Oh, sweetie, I'm sure she likes you. She's just different. Some mommies aren't as good at showing love as others. That's why it's so special you have Grandma here. I burst into the room so fast I nearly tripped over my own feet. Mira, go to your room. Now. Now. The look Renee gave me was pure poison. There's no need to yell at the child, Elisa. We're just talking. Get out. Get out of my damn home. Oh, this is my son's house, too, and he wants me here. Then my daughter and I will leave, you old bat. That got her attention. Her eyes went wide, then narrowed. You wouldn't dare take Mira from my family. Watch me. Guys, that was yesterday, and Davis came home to find me packing a suitcase, no spend-a-night bag, while Myra cried and Renee played the victim, claiming I'd attacked her for no reason, and the fight we had, the neighbors probably heard it all. 3 years of resentment and pain just exploded out of me. She's destroying our family. She's turned our daughter against me, and she's bleeding us dry financially. She won't even pretend to look at her own place. Where's she supposed to go? She's my mom. And I'm your wife. Mira's your daughter, for goodness sake. When do we matter? He slept on the couch last night, and this morning he left for work without saying goodbye. Renee made Mira breakfast and took her to school while I sat in my room like I was some sort of prisoner. She's out there right now, probably planning her next move. I can hear her on the telephone, playing the victim to whoever will answer, and I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, I love Davis, but I can't live like this. I miss my daughter. I miss the family we used to be before Renee came and poisoned everything, and I feel like I'm going crazy. Am I wrong?
Am I the evil daughter-in-law everyone's going to talk about, or am I justified in feeling like this woman has systematically destroyed my life? I just want my family back. Is that so wrong?
Alright, so the first update is about to happen, but I want to discuss the very first post and what you guys think about it, and we're going to read some comments, which by the way OP responded to. The first comment comes from Survival Mama. Hun, this is elder abuse in reverse. She's using your daughter as a weapon. Document everything, you'll need it for custody if this goes south. That's when OP says, you know what? You're right. I just went through my phone and screenshotted every single text where Davis promised to talk to her, and nothing changed. There's so many. Guys, I can't believe how many of you responded to the comments already. I'm literally sitting here sobbing, reading your comments, and I thought I was alone in this. I thought I was going insane. I want to know from you guys, do you think this is going to be another situation where a mama's boy just bends over backward for his mom and leaves his daughter and wife in the dust? Or is he going to stand up to his mom? Only time will tell, but the second comment says, hey, the fact that she's turning your daughter against you is parental alienation. It's serious stuff. My ex-mother-in-law did the same thing, and I 2 years before I lost it with my kids before the court finally saw what was happening. Parental alienation. I didn't even know that was a term for it, OP says. I looked it up, and yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I'm so sorry you went through this too. It seems like a lot of people in the comment section have been through something similar. Parental alienation. And the third comment from Broken But Hopeful says, girl. The money thing alone would have had me calling a lawyer. You're better than I am. Check your credit report now. If she's comfortable spending $6,000 on your card, what else is she doing? Oh no, says OP, I didn't even think about that. I just checked. There's a credit card I didn't open and it's maxed out. I think I'm going to be sick. At this point, OP is starting to realize, oh man, something needs to happen. I'm at a breaking point. Let me know what you guys would do down below, and this is what OP had to say for this update. Thank you for this perspective. I just keep wondering if I'm overreacting because, quote, she's just being grandma. But you're right, this isn't normal grandmother behavior. I'm reading all your messages, and I keep seeing the same words over and over. Boundaries, documentation, lawyers, emotional abuse, financial abuse. Is that really what this is, abuse? I need to think. I need to make a plan. Davis just texted asking if we can talk tonight after Myra goes to bed, and part of me hopes he's finally seeing the light. Part of me is terrified he's going to ask me to apologize to his mother. I'll update again after we talk. Thank you so much for the first time in years. I do not feel crazy. So it looks like Davis and OP are going to have one heck of a talk tonight. I can see this going bad, but hey, let's see what Update 2 has in store for us. This update is in fact the very next day, and yes, they had the conversation, and it might not have gone the way you think it would have. Guys, if you're enjoying this, let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on the first post, and do not forget to subscribe. Let's jump into update number 2, the very next day. Update number 2, this is the next day. I'm writing this from my sister's guest room. Mira's asleep next to me, her little hand clutching her stuffed Ellie. I've been up all night replaying everything that happened. I need to get it out while it's fresh because I feel like I'm living in some kind of nightmare. And if I don't document it, I might convince myself it didn't really happen. So, Davis came home around 7 p.m. yesterday. Renee had already fed Mira dinner without asking me, of course, and was giving her a bath, also without asking. I could hear them laughing and playing with Mr. Rubber Ducky, and it hit me that I could not remember the last time I gave my daughter a bath. How messed up is that? Davis looked exhausted. He asked if we could talk in our room away from his mom, and I thought it was a good signal. Maybe he'd finally realized how serious this was.
I spoke to my mom. She's just really hurt, Elisa. She says you've been cold to her from the beginning, that you've never accepted her as part of the family.
Are you out of your damn mind?
I gave up my bedroom for her. I've let her take over raising our child, and I've watched her spend thousands and thousands of dollars of our money on QVC items. How much more accepting should I be?
Honey, she's grieving.
Oh, she's grieving. Oh, yeah, for 3 years. Well, when does the grief card expire, Davis? When she stole our daughter completely and when we're bankrupt? When? He tried to play mediator, suggesting we all sit down and talk about boundaries, and I laughed out loud, like literally. Actually laughed in his face and said, "Boundaries? Your mother doesn't know what the word boundary means. We've tried talking to her dozens of times, and she just nods and plays victim, then does whatever the hell she wants anywho." That's when I showed him the credit card I'd found, the one in my name that I've never opened, and his face went white.
Oh, she said she needed to build her credit back up after Dad passed. I thought she meant she was getting her own card.
You knew about this? You knew she was committing fraud in my name with my credit, and you said nothing.
It's not fraud. I co-signed it.
Without telling me it's still fraud, you muffin. And even if it wasn't, it's maxed out. What emergency requires $8,000 worth of charges at Home Goods and Amazon, for goodness sake? He didn't have an answer. Just kept running his hands through his hair and muttering about how this was all getting out of control. You need to choose. Your mother or your family, because I can't do this anymore, and I won't.
Oh, don't make me choose between you and Ma.
She's already made you choose, and you chose her. I went to pack a spend-a-night bag for Mira and me, just a few days' worth of stuff, while I figured out what to do. When I went to Mira's room, Renee was sitting on her bed, my daughter was in her lap, and both of them were crying.
Grandma says you're trying to make her leave. She says you don't want her here.
I saw red, pure hatred burning. Mira, go to Daddy right now. Now.
She ran out crying, and Renee stood up like a big bad wolf.
And for the first time in 3 years, the mask completely dropped. No confused elderly woman act, no grief-stricken widow, just pure calculated malice.
You know you can't win this. I've been here every day while you hide in your room or run off to work. I'm the one who knows her favorite songs, her fears, her dreams. I'm the one she loves.
No, you're a parasite. A manipulative, conniving parasite who's destroyed my family.
Oh, your family? You mean my family, my son, and my granddaughter?
You're just the incubator who gave me another baby to raise since you're clearly incapable.
I don't remember moving. 1 second I was by the door, and the next Davis was pulling me back as I was screaming things I cannot repeat on here. Renee was also screaming, calling me crazy, unstable, saying she feared for Mira's safety with a mother like me.
Mira was sobbing, watching all this in the hallway.
My baby was watching her mother and grandmother tear each other apart, and it broke something in me, and I grabbed my purse and keys.
Oh, where are you going, honey?
I'm going to my sister's. When you're ready to be a husband and a father instead of a mama's boy, little floor mat, you know where to find me.
You can't just leave me.
Watch me. But I couldn't leave without Mira. I went to her, knelt down, and said, "Baby, do you want to come have a sleepover at Aunt Claire's house?"
She looked at Renee, then at me, then back at Renee, and said, "Will Grandma come?"
"No, baby, just you and Mommy."
"Oh, I don't want to go."
I think that's the moment I broke completely, utterly broke. My 5-year-old daughter chose the woman who'd stolen her from me. But then Renee made a mistake. She smirked. Just a little, but Davis saw it.
Mira, go with Mommy. Go with Mommy now.
Renee's face fell. "Davis, you can't let her."
"Mom, just stop."
I packed Mira's things while she cried for Grammy. She cried the whole drive to Claire's, and she cried herself to sleep, asking why Grandma couldn't come. Each tear felt like a knife in the chest. Claire took one look at me and pulled me in for a hug, and I told her everything. She called me an idiot for letting it go on for so long, but she also said she understood.
You wanted to be the good daughter-in-law, but honey,
that woman was never going to let you win.
This morning, Davis called. Renee is refusing to leave. She's actually claiming tenant rights since she's lived there for 3 years. Yeah, she's called Adult Protective Services, saying we're trying to make her homeless. I didn't even know that existed. She posted on Facebook about her abusive daughter-in-law, and my phone is blowing up with messages from his family calling me every name in the book. But here's the thing. I don't care. I'm done caring what they think. I'm done trying to be the good guy. I want my daughter back, and I want my marriage back, and if that means war, then war it is. Davis asked if he could come see Mira today, and I said sure, but only if he's here by himself, and he agreed. He sounded different, defeated, or, I don't know, maybe finally awake? I guess I'll find out. Mira, she woke up just a few minutes ago asking for Grammy. When I told her grandmother was at home, she said, but Grandma says home is wherever I am. How do you compete with this? How do you deprogram a 5-year-old who's been systematically turned against you? I mean, I'm tired, but I'm also angry, and that anger is keeping me going. To everybody who said document it, I'm starting a notebook today, every interaction, every manipulation, and every lie. And to those who said get a lawyer, I have an appointment tomorrow. To those who shared their own stories, I'm so sorry you went through this too, but thank you for making me feel less alone. And to the few who said that I should have been more patient, that Renee is grieving, with all due respect, I'm not even gonna say it. Grief doesn't give you the right to destroy someone else's family. I'll update again after Davis visits. Pray for me. Send good vibes, whatever you believe in. I need all of the help I can get.
Update 3 days later. I've started this update 12 times and deleted it each time because I don't even know where to begin. The last 72 hours have been, I don't even have words. I'm just simply exhausted, angry, and relieved. And terrified. So Davis came to see Mira at my sister's place. He looked like he had not slept in days, and Mira ran to him crying about missing Grandma. I watched his face crumble, and he held her while she sobbed about how mean Mommy was for taking her away from Grandma. How Grandma was probably so sad and lonely. Daddy, can you take me home to Grandma, please? He looked at me over her head, and I saw it finally hit him, like really hit him. Our 5-year-old did not want to go home to us. She wanted to go home to Grandma.
Mira, Grandma doesn't live with us anymore.
Oh man, the meltdown was epic. Screaming, throwing things, hitting the both of us. I hate you. I hate Mommy. I want Grandma. Grandma loves me more. It took an hour to calm her down, and Claire had to help. Finally, exhausted, Myra fell asleep on the couch, still whimpering about Grandma. Davis and I went to the kitchen to talk. He told me what had happened after I left, and y'all, this woman went nuclear. First, she called his entire family, claiming I'd physically attacked her. She said that I'd throw things at her, threatened her life, and that she was terrified for her safety. His aunt drove up from Sacramento that night, ready to fight me. Then she called CPS, Child Protective Services, claimed I was unstable, violent, and had kidnapped Mira, but thank God I was at my sister's, and not at some hotel because they did show up to do a welfare check. Claire handled it like a boss, explaining the situation and calmly, while I sat with Mira in the other room trying not to have a panic attack. But here's where it gets really crazy. Remember that credit card in my name? It turns out that was just the tip of the iceberg. Davis started digging into their finances and found 3 more credit cards co-signed for his mother, totaling $22,000 in debt. She'd been taking cash advances on the cards and transferring them to her personal account. She'd listed our address as her primary residence on multiple legal documents, and she applied for benefits claiming that she was Myra's primary caregiver. She'd been intercepting mail addressed to me, explained why I had not seen those credit card statements, and she's been planning this, Davis said with his voice hollow. This whole time she's been setting herself up to steal our daughter. He nodded, looking sick, and I found a notebook inside of her room. She's been documenting everything, every time you left Mira alone with her, aka went to work, every time you raised your voice, aka discipline, and every time you neglected Mira, aka let her play independently. It goes back 2 years. She knew you would eventually fight back, so she's been building a case that you're an unfit mother, Elisa. She has photos of Mira crying after you disciplined her. She has recordings of Mira saying she loves Grandma more. He couldn't continue. We both just sat there, the weight of how thoroughly we've been played crushing us. Then he said the words I've been waiting 3 years to hear. You were right about everything, and I'm so sorry. I wish I could say I gracefully accepted his apology, but instead I ugly cried while calling him every name in the book for not believing me sooner. He took it all and just kept saying, I know, I'm sorry, I know. We stayed up all night and we made a game plan. I'd say that the first priority, get Renee out of the house, and second, get Myra into therapy to undo every bit of the damage that was caused, and third, figure out if our marriage can even survive this. The next morning, Davis went home to confront his mom. I stayed with Mira, who spent the day asking for Grandma approximately every 5 minutes, and each time was like a dagger to my heart. Davis called around noon and said she's gone, but Elisa, she destroyed your office. My home office, where I kept all our important documents, family photos, my work computer? She tore through it like a tornado, F5, shredded papers, broken picture frames, and even poured hot coffee on my laptop. But joke's on her. Everything important was in a fireproof safe she didn't know about, and my work stuff is backed up on the cloud. This is 2025. She left a note, you may have won this round, but a grandmother's love is forever. Myra will never forget who really loves her. That night, while Myra fell asleep, Davis brought out some trash bags full of what Renee left behind. Going through them was like uncovering a serial killer's trophy. Let me just tell you. She had hundreds of photos of Myra that we've never seen. Myra's first lost tooth, I've been devastated when we couldn't find it, and locks of Myra's hair in labeled envelopes with dates. A journal detailing every moment that she spent with Myra, including plans to save her from me, and of course legal forms for custody petitioning that were partially filled out. That's when we found the worst thing. A will. Renee's will dated just last month, leaving everything to Myra with a stipulation that she be raised by Renee due to her parents' inability to provide for proper care. She's been planning to file for custody. She's been building a case for 3 years to steal my daughter. We immediately called the lawyer I'd consulted, and she said that we need to file a restraining order ASAP. Document everything and get Myra into therapy immediately. She also recommended we change all our locks and install security cameras and freeze our credit card. It's been 3 days now, credit frozen, and Renee's been blowing up Davis's phone with text ranging from I'm sorry, I just love Myra so much, to you'll regret this when she doesn't even know you exist, and I'll get custody, you'll see. His family is split. Some see through her manipulation now that Davis shared the evidence, and others think we're overreacting and tearing the family apart. His aunt posted on Facebook that I'm a vindictive woman who can't stand to share her child, and I've blocked them all. Myra's struggling. She cries for Grandma constantly. She won't let me comfort her, and today she told me she wishes I would go away so Grandma could come back. It took everything in me not to break down in front of her. The therapist starts Monday, and she specializes in parental alienation and said cases this severe can take months or years to fully resolve. But she also said, the fact that Mira's only 5 works in our favor. Young children can reattach to their parents without proper intervention. As for Davis and me, I don't know. He stepped up in ways I never thought possible. He's handling his mother and defending me to his family, and trying to reconnect with Mira. But I can't forget 3 years of being gaslit, ignored, and pushed to the side. 3 years of telling him something was wrong, only to be told I was overreacting. Well, we're doing couples therapy, and the therapist said something that stuck with me. Renee did not just alienate Mira from you, she alienated Davis from you too. She's been playing you against each other from the get-go. She's right. Every fight Davis and I had was about Renee. Every moment of distance between us was because of her, and she didn't just steal my daughter, she tried to steal my entire life. But here's the thing, I'm fighting back. We're fighting back, and it's going to be long and hard and painful. But I'm going to get my daughter back. I'm going to heal my family, and Renee, she's going to learn what happens when you mess with Mama Bear. To everybody following this story, thank you. Your support, advice, and shared experiences have meant everything. It helps to know we're not alone. To those of you dealing with similar situations, document everything. Trust your gut and don't wait as long as I did to fight back. And to Renee, if you somehow find this, and knowing you, you're probably stalking my social media, you did not win. You'll never win, because real love does not manipulate. Real love does not destroy, and real love sure as hell doesn't use a child as a weapon. I don't think I'm going to update again. Wish us luck. We're going to need it. Alright guys, so today's story, it ended different than a lot of mother-in-law stories that we've reviewed and read and discussed and talked about. It seems like the husband finally stood up for what he needed to stand up for. I do want to review some of these final comments, and we can talk about it in our comment section down below and discuss it, but a lot of these comments could not believe that she changed the will. This one comes from Mama Warrior 2020. Oh my gosh, the will. She was literally planning to take your child. This is some Lifetime movie level crazy. Please tell me you have cameras up. Yes, we installed them yesterday, says OP. That's good. Well, Davis's cousin, one of the few family members on our side, helped set them up. He's a wizard. We have them at every entrance and in the main living areas. The lawyer said it's crucial in case she tries to show up. That seemed to be a top concern about her showing up, and there's no cameras to prove what she did. See, if there would have been cameras inside of the room that she destroyed when she was kicked out, she might be in jail. What do you think about that? Comment 2 says, hey, I'm a child therapist. The level of alienation that you're describing is severe, but it's not irreversible. I've seen worse. Believe it or not, there's a lot worse out there. Be patient with Mira. She's been programmed for 3 long years. It's going to take time. Don't take her rejection personally. She's a victim too. This is when OP actually says thank you. I needed to hear this. It's hard not to take it personally though when she screams that she hates me, but you know, you're right, she's a victim, and Renee did this to her too. Classic narcissistic playbook, says surviving narc abuse. The documentation, the gradual isolation, the financial abuse, playing victim when confronted. My ex did the same thing. Stay strong, I swear it always gets better. Did your kids eventually come back to you? OP asked. And how long did it take? I need some hope right now. And the final comment says, please, tell me you're filing charges for the identity theft and credit card fraud. This goes beyond family drama. This is an actual crime. Do not let Davis talk you out of this just because it's his mom. She deserves to go to jail. I need to know your thoughts on that, guys. And before I wrap this up, I did find one little post that came from OP, and this is considered the final update. OP did not make a separate post for this. This was in the comment section. It says, I need to tell you guys, I need to wrap it up. Well, because Myra just woke up from her nap, and Davis will be here soon for family dinner, and I can't keep posting on the internet about my life. I have to wrap it up. Our therapist suggested we maintain routines even while we're separated. This isn't over, not by a long shot. Renee is still out there, still plotting and still trying to poison Davis's family against us. Myra still cries for her every day, and Davis and I are still figuring out if our marriage can survive the betrayal. But I can say this, for the first time in 3 years, I have hope. I'm not alone anymore, and I'm not crazy, and I'm not giving up. To everybody in a similar situation, here's my advice. Document everything. Trust your instincts and do not wait for something to happen. Guys, let me know if you have some comments you want to add down below. I love reading your perspective. This was another story, and I hope you enjoyed it. A mother-in-law tale. Guys, if you've been around for a while, you might remember Magda, the insane mother-in-law. I don't think today's mother-in-law tops Magda, but oh man, it was pretty close. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to do the top 3 things which help this channel the most. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop a comment. I'll see you tomorrow, and of course remember one thing. It's cool to be kind. Peace.